Yeah, part two of the video for the mags, the autolace mag repair, or hopeful repair anyway, I should say. So, situation is initially the insole was absolutely rock solid, so I wasn't able to get in there easily. So what I did is I took the back off, as you can see here. So neatly cut the back off as best as I can, cut the panel from the shoe, and inspected all the wires. And ultimately, there was nothing obviously wrong with this. All the wires are connected. All the wires look solid. I pulled and poked gently, and everything on the panel looks really good. And the panel's actually, obviously it's different design because it's an auto-lace panel, so it's nice. It's very nice. So I marked up the connectors and checked out the connectors, and sadly, the fault of the shoe is this panel here, and there's no connectors for this. Sorry, excuse me. I checked them all. I marked them up different colours. The yellow panel here goes round to the Nikes, and then one of these panels here goes to the LEDs, and the other panel goes to the auto laces. So the wiring going down to the half moons typically is not here for some random reason. So obviously it goes from here. So you don't know which of the sort of 6 or 7 spare wires go to this, of course. It goes into the shoe, and then you can feel it run obviously down the side of the shoe here, on the inside of the shoe, down to here. So what I did next is this part here was solid. So I looked online, found out that acetone nail varnish remover is good for loosening glue. So what I did is I carefully put a cap full of that, very careful as not to spill anything on the shoe, down here. So I put some on here initially, let it soak in for 10 minutes, and then I was able to use the tools, such as this one here, to gently sort of pick it up, start loosening it, and then get it up. Once I got it off, I then left with the hard material here. So then did the same thing, soaked it again in acetone, small amount, let it soak for say 10 minutes roughly. Not too much, obviously I don't want anything seeping through. I don't want too much going down below this. So it's a bit of a case of just using a little bit. And then I was able to it loosened it up ever so slightly, just enough to get the tool in and sort of work it around. And once you of course get your fingers on it, you can put a bit more acetone on and put it up gently. And ultimately, what I'm seeing is good news. I'm seeing, well, say good news. What I want to see is 2 connectors and potentially the battery. So yeah, there's at least two connectors there, and probably one of those is very, very likely going to be for this. So once I get this piece here much further back, I'm not going to go any further because down here is the auto-lace mechanism, so I'm not going to go any further than that. You know, if it can't be fixed in this section here, sorry, then that's it. So I'll pull that up in a minute, or later on today, have a look at that, and then determine that I'll unplug it and then put power onto this, to see if this is working, the panel, or see if the connector's faulty, or see if the wiring's faulty here. Obviously if the control panel's faulty, I can't repair that, no one can repair that. But at least we can check the wiring from it, and then the panel itself. Cool. Excellent. Right up high also, this is the auto lace mechanism here. So if I show you on here. Right, so what I've noticed is when I was testing this earlier is that this one here is incredibly important. What I've marked with green, this is 3 wires and 3 wires, and this travels around here and goes to here. And just, I can't really show you now, but when you basically pull this piece here back, there's actually an electronic sensor here, and the lace for this one here actually has, which is, actually you can just about see it there actually. There's an electronic sensor just there, and this lace here actually has metal in the lace, so when it gets to say the minimum point like this, it obviously makes some sort of electrical magnetic circuit or something that stops the lace from opening any further than this. And likewise, when you go that way, it then stops because the metal part in the lace runs out, and it stops it from tightening any further than that. So what happened earlier is when I was disconnecting them, I disconnected this one here, and then I checked, that the laces were working. And what happened is I pressed the button on the laces, and obviously it unravelled the lace all the way past the brown gears. And I was like, and then when I went to try it, when I plugged it in again, went to try it, it just wasn't catching, wasn't lacing. So I just had a small panic. So anyway, I worked out that that's what that was. It was a sensor. So I was able to unplug the sensor, get all of the laces in line next to the brown gears, push them down with my hand gently like this, and then give it full throttle on the button to wind them in. And then once I wound it in, you know, that inch, then reconnect this here, and then now it works based off the sensor again. So it was a small panic basically, but yeah, that's definitely complex, and that makes sense. That's why, say, the system doesn't unravel any further, because of that wire and that sensor there that I marked green. So yeah, I found out, I've unplugged these, and some of these go to the battery, 2 of these go to the battery, one of them goes to the LEDs, that sort of stuff, and the other one, presumably, which doesn't do anything, presumably goes to the fault there. So what I can do now is I'm going to double check all this by connecting up the Nike tongue again, and then make sure that I unplug that, make sure it doesn't affect the Nike tongue, and then I can probably potentially say that it is that, and then I can maybe put power to it, or see a power goes to it, and I turn the lights on and off, that kind of thing, so investigate from there. But I think I've hopefully found the right socket, and there's bound to be a socket for that, and so it should be that one that's left over. I think it might be this one here at the bottom that I've marked there, with two connectors. So yeah, so I'm definitely complex, and I had to peel all of this up in the end, so I could obviously fix this problem here, you know, because obviously it's very complex. But yeah, all good. Nice one.